Hello, I'm quite excited today because I get to do an unboxing. So I haven't had an opportunity for so long to get some new creatures, partly due to the virus and also due to wanting to make some new enclosures for them. But I did do an order through the spider shop last week and I have my arrivals with me today. So what I'll do is I'll unbox them, pop them on here, and then we'll have a closer look at each species with the camera. I'm pretty excited because there's some stuff in here that I've been wanting to get for a long time. It's just nowhere's really had it in stock. Decaying, rotting wood. Obviously really well packaged. I've often got stuff from Spider Shop and they've always had A-class service. You can choose the day you want it delivered. They always deliver on time and they will always correspond through email if there's any issues. Let's just get everyone out and check they're okay to begin with. I don't know if this is intentional, but I was going to get some orchid mantids, but they unfortunately ran out, so I replaced them with something else, and they said they'd send me a free water bottle, and there's actually a sticker of an orchid mantis on there. It's a nice touch. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll give you a bit of an overview and then I'll get the camera down and I can give you a proper look. So, as I said, my original plan was to get a load of orchid mantids because I really want to try breeding them, but they didn't have the stock, so I did replace them with some additional mantis species. We have 5 different species here, and in this pot, looking a lot smaller than I thought they'd be, which is good because we get to watch them grow, is some assassin bugs. And finally, and I can see one walking along here and it looks awesome, is some pink dragon millipedes. But let's get the camera down and then I can give you a closer look at these new additions. So the first one we've got is another giant Asian mantis. This is actually a gift for my niece. She had one before but it unfortunately passed away, so she wanted another one. Wow, these are just ideal for any beginner in the hobby because they get to a cool size, they're really active, great feeders, and they're just impressive to look at and handle. We've got this flighty little dude, which is a Rhombodera extensicollis. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Might be extensicollis, my Latin isn't the best. The common name that you've probably heard is a giant shield mantis. They're native to Southeast Asia, get fairly big, 10 to 11 centimetres. Quite popular in the hobby, but I've not kept one of these yet. My first impression is he's quite flighty and somewhat skittish. I'll definitely have to keep an eye on him because when I housed him I noticed there was a little gap in the enclosure where a stick was poking out and he managed to squeeze through the gap. It's my own fault, but I panicked. I thought I'd lost him and then he was just perched on another enclosure. So this guy seems like trouble from the offset. I think I'm going to call him Michael Schofield. 10 points if you get that reference. This is a Parasphendale affini. Again, don't judge me on my pronunciation. They're more commonly known as a Budwing Mantis, fairly common in the hobby. From what I've read, these guys come from Ethiopia, Kenya. They live in trees and shrubland, which explains their coloration. The females can get up to 7 centimetres and the males slightly smaller at around 4 centimetres. And apparently they're really aggressive feeders, so that'll be fun to watch. There he is, cats of the insect world. I'm looking forward to this one growing up because they have such a cool head. It's just really wide head, looks like a little hammerhead shark. This little fella is a type of flower mantis, banded flower mantis, and it's Theopropus elegans, apparently native to Borneo. A bit more on the smaller side, these ones, so anything from 1.5 to 4 centimetres. 1.5 sounds really small though. Maybe that's the males, but I would have thought even the males would get a bit bigger. I mean, I guess we'll see. But he looks a bit different to your kind of traditional flower mantis. He's a lot more green for his life stage. Usually I've found that flower mantis this size are still conducting in mimicry and often will look like ants. And this guy's clearly found something delicious on his little feet, hasn't he? Antennas are so cool, stripy. He seems kind of chilled though. He wasn't flighty at all, and he wasn't being defensive and dancing at me when I got him out. He just sort of let me get on with it. I noticed though he's missing half his antenna. Shouldn't affect him though, and presumably that will come back in his future molts. And then we've got Pseudocreobotra wahlbergii, another flower mantis. As you can see, this guy, he's maybe one molt shy of the previous mantis, but he looks so different. And that dark coloration will fade over the next few molts until he turns white and then likely a really vivid green. My understanding of these nymphs is that they do conduct in a lot of mimicry, and the purpose that he's this colour is because that makes him look like a little ant. I mean, I'm not sure why they want to look like an ant, because I would have thought if anything, people are more likely to eat ants than they are praying mantids. But then I guess he's quite defenceless at this age. He's got no defence apart from his amazing dance skills. I kept one of these before, and unfortunately, I don't know why, but he passed away before he could reach adulthood. But I really enjoyed him, especially as a little nymph like this, because they're so active and curious, and they will always employ their defence mechanism like this, the little mesmerising dance to try and throw off predators, which is a strange defence really. I don't know who looks at it and goes, oh, I'm not going to eat this guy because he's got amazing rhythm, but who am I to argue? Maybe they're blinded by the cuteness. I love how he has those little baubles at the bottom of his antenna too. I'd like to know what the purpose of those are, unless it is part of his mimicry. Now these I've been looking for a long time, and it's Desmoxtes planata, which is a pink dragon millipede, primarily found in Thailand and surrounding areas, in limestone caverns, fairly new to the hobby, but becoming much more widespread now. And I can see why, because they've got really stunning colours. They need to be kept in high humidity and be supplemented with calcium and limestone. I guess that would replicate their natural habitat. So it'll be really interesting to make them a suitable enclosure. So as a defence mechanism, apparently these guys secrete hydrogen cyanide, which does not sound good. And they smell like almonds, supposedly. I mean, I couldn't smell anything, but maybe that's the hydrogen cyanide. Thankfully, reports say that it's such a small dose that it's not dangerous to humans, but still advisable to wash your hands after handling them. And with something that nasty, I guess that's why they have this pink coloration. Just to say, look at me, I'm pink, do not eat me, I taste disgusting. But then what do you do if you're confronted with a creature that really likes almonds? That could backfire. And last but not least, the infamous assassin bug, Psytalla horrida. I mean, even the name makes them sound nasty, doesn't it? These are way smaller than I thought they would be, and I haven't kept them before, so I'm not too sure on their behaviour, which means I'll be giving them the respect they deserve and keeping my distance. So I do not want to get stung by one of these bad boys. I don't know if it's a sting or a bite, because they will spike you with their proboscis or rostrum, which is the little beak that they have at their mouth, and reports say that that can be really painful. I've also seen on some forums that people have said they can spray at you and can even take aim at the eyes, so when these guys get a bit bigger, I might even have to wear goggles when I'm going near them. You can see there's two smaller ones which are more of a red colour, and then the bigger one is black. Actually, one of these other ones, the smaller ones, molted overnight and came out of that black colour. So it's quite cool having an opportunity to see their transformation as they mature. So these are commonly known as the giant spiny assassin bug. They're the biggest type of assassin bug you can get, and we'll have to make them a bit of a specialised enclosure because they do like to hide away. They're quite shy and can become stressed if they're left in exposure for too long. So we'll have to make them a nice place with plenty of hidey holes. I don't want to make these guys angry. I mean, look at that. That is a face only a mother could love. And that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around and taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Really enjoyed finally having the chance to get some new creatures to put in my nature room. I can't wait to get some enclosures set up for these guys. Really looking forward to seeing what creative things we can do with that. I'll definitely be posting some videos that showcase that. But as always, thanks for watching, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.